Imagine stumbling upon a secret online world. A place where traditional masculinity is hailed as king, where men are told they are inherently dominant, hardwired for success, and women are portrayed as emotional, manipulative, and seeking to control them. This is the world of the Red Pill, a subculture born in the depths of the internet known as the Manosphere. The term Red Pill itself comes from the iconic film The Matrix, where choosing the red pill signifies choosing the harsh truth over blissful ignorance. In the online world, the red pill represents an awakening to what its proponents believe is the true nature of gender relations. They see a world where men are systematically disadvantaged by feminism, and they advocate for a return to traditional gender roles where men are the heads of the household and women are subservient. The Manosphere encompasses a range of groups, each with varying degrees of extremity. Some focus on men's rights advocacy, claiming that men are discriminated against in areas like family court and divorce settlements. Others, like the pickup artist community, teach men manipulative tactics to win at dating, often objectifying women in the process. At its core, the red pill ideology thrives on a sense of male grievance. It tells men they are victims of a society that no longer values their masculinity. While some of the issues raised, such as men's mental health and suicide rates, are real and deserve attention, the red pill movement often twists these issues to fit its narrative of male victimhood. This ideology has gained traction in recent years, fueled by online echo chambers and social media algorithms that often prioritize engagement over accuracy. But what happens when this ideology intersects with faith, particularly Islam? This is where the story takes an interesting and concerning turn. At first glance, Islam and the red pill ideology might seem like strange bedfellows. Islam, after all, is a religion that emphasizes compassion, justice, and equality for all, regardless of gender. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was known for his kindness towards women, and the Quran clearly states that men and women are created from a single soul and are equal in the eyes of God. So how do these seemingly contradictory worldviews collide? The answer lies in the complex ways that culture, identity, and online spaces intersect. For some young Muslim men, particularly those living in the West, the red pill offers a seductive narrative. They may feel caught between the traditional values of their faith and the perceived challenges of navigating a secular society. The red pill, with its emphasis on traditional gender roles and male leadership, can seem like a way to reconcile these seemingly disparate worlds. It allows them to cling to a sense of masculinity that feels familiar and reassuring in the face of what they perceive as a confusing and often hostile secular culture. However, this interpretation of masculinity is often at odds with the true teachings of Islam. It cherry-picks verses from the Quran and Hadith, sayings of the Prophet, out of context, ignoring the broader message of equality and mutual respect that lies at the heart of the faith. This is not to say that Islam doesn't have its own concepts of masculinity and femininity. The Quran and Hadith are replete with examples of righteous men and women who embody the best of Islamic character. However, these examples are not based on a rigid hierarchical view of gender roles, but rather on the pursuit of piety, knowledge, and service to God and humanity. The danger arises when the nuances of these teachings are lost in translation, replaced with simplistic and often harmful interpretations that reinforce patriarchal norms and justify the subjugation of women. This is where the red pill ideology finds fertile ground, twisting Islamic teachings to fit its own agenda. In the digital age, religious knowledge is no longer confined to mosques and madrasas. The internet has become a vast marketplace of ideas, where anyone with a smartphone and an internet connection can become a self-proclaimed scholar. This is particularly true in the Muslim world, where a new breed of online influencers has emerged, offering their own interpretations of Islam, often packaged in slickly produced videos and social media posts. One such figure is the enigmatic Sunnah Guy, a popular online personality who has amassed a large following among young Muslim men. The Sunnah Guy, like many others in this online ecosystem, promotes a version of Islam that emphasizes traditional gender roles and male authority. He often uses humor, pop culture references, and a casual, relatable style to disseminate his message, making it all the more appealing to his young audience. While the Sunnah Guy might not explicitly identify with the Red Pill movement, his teachings often echo its core tenets. He emphasizes the importance of men being providers and protectors, while urging women to be obedient and submissive to their husbands. This message resonates with young men who are searching for a sense of purpose and identity in a world that they feel is increasingly hostile to their values. Another prominent figure in this online landscape is Mahdi Tijani, a self-proclaimed relationship coach who caters specifically to Muslim audiences. Tijani's teachings often center around the concept of hypergaming, a controversial theory that posits women are biologically wired to seek out men of higher status and resources. Tijani, like the Sunnah guy, frames his teachings within an Islamic context, quoting Quranic verses and hadiths to support his claims. However, his interpretations often lack nuance and fail to acknowledge the broader context of these teachings. He cherry-picks verses that suit his narrative, ignoring the countless others that emphasize the importance of mutual respect, compassion, and equality between the sexes. The rise of these figures highlights a concerning trend within certain segments of the online Muslim community: the conflation of traditionalism with a regressive and often harmful interpretation of gender roles. This trend is particularly concerning given the large and impressionable audience these influencers command. So, let's dive into how red pill thinking can, well, distort Islamic teachings. You see, red pill ideology often emphasizes a rigid, sometimes even harsh, view of gender roles. However, when we look at Islamic teachings, they present a more nuanced and balanced perspective on gender relations. For example, in Islam, both men and women are seen as complementary to each other, with distinct but equally valuable roles. Red pill thinking, on the other hand, tends to promote a more adversarial view, often suggesting that men and women are in a constant battle for dominance. This is where the distortion happens. People start to cherry-pick verses or hadiths, taking them out of context to support a more extreme viewpoint. It's like they ignore the broader, more compassionate principles that underpin Islamic teachings, and, this can lead to a lot of misunderstanding and even conflict within communities. It's crucial to approach religious texts with a holistic understanding, rather than trying to fit them into a preconceived ideological framework. So in essence, red pill thinking can really warp the true essence of Islamic teachings, leading to interpretations that are far from what was originally intended. Relationships today are often influenced by the red pill ideology, which can be quite polarizing. Many young men are drawn to its promises of empowerment and control, but it can also lead to misunderstandings and unrealistic expectations. It's important to recognize the need for mutual respect and understanding in any relationship, rather than adhering strictly to one-sided philosophies. Moving towards a balanced Islamic masculinity involves embracing the true teachings of Islam, which advocate for compassion, justice, and respect. It's about finding a middle ground where strength and gentleness coexist. By looking at the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as a role model, we can see that true masculinity is about being kind, fair, and responsible. Toxic masculinity can have damaging effects on both men and women in our communities. Rejecting this harmful mindset means promoting healthy behaviors and attitudes. It's about encouraging men to express their emotions, seek help when needed, and respect others. By fostering a supportive environment, we can help dismantle the negative stereotypes that often plague our society. There are many resources available for young Muslim men seeking guidance and support. From community centers and mentorship programs to online forums and educational materials, the tools are out there. It's crucial to take advantage of these resources to build a strong, positive identity. Remember, seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness.